Nicola Sturgeon might find negotiating EU membership for an independent Scotland easier than expected thanks to a powerful bargaining chip. Britain left the bloc on January 31, but not everyone in the UK has given up on EU membership. Despite Prime Minister Boris Johnson repeatedly rejecting her independence calls, Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon is still determined to hold a second referendum in 2021. The SNP leader believes Scots are being dragged out of the bloc against their will. However, while Brexit might have made the case for Scottish independence stronger, it has also made it practically more difficult. An independent Scotland would now border a non-EU country, likely requiring infrastructure and border checks between regions whose communities are deeply intertwined, similar to the problem of the Irish border that severely complicated Brexit talks. Scotland could also be rejected by Brussels due to its current deficit of 7% of GDP, unless it adopted a strict austerity program from the EU as well as potentially adopting the euro. Moreover, new members can only be allowed into the bloc through a unanimous vote from existing member states, and Holyrood would undoubtedly ruffle feathers if it were to join. Ms. Sturgeon might now have a powerful bargaining chip to negotiate her country's entry into the European club, though. Britain's fishing waters are available to other EU states under mutual access arrangements with set quotas. However, if Britain leaves without a deal at the end of December, the country will no longer be bound by the EU's common fisheries policy. This means that EU fishing vessels will not automatically be allowed into British fishing waters. Because trade talks between the EU and Britain have now reached their final stage with no breakthrough, this has become a possible outcome. If no deal happens and Scotland leaves the UK, Ms. Sturgeon could offer the EU access to its waters in exchange for membership. The idea was flouted ahead of the 2014 Scottish independence referendum, when former First Minister Alex Salmond claimed that 12 European nations would have been barred from Scottish and Norwegian waters if an independent Scotland was refused EU membership.